Hello everyone, you're watching RAM24.com channel, and today we'll be taking apart Samsung Galaxy A17. First, as always, we need to remove the SIM card tray. We use a SIM eject tool, insert it into the hole and push the SIM card tray out. If the tray doesn't come out easily, we can use tweezers to pull it out. Next, we need to heat the back cover to approximately 70 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Fahrenheit. We are using a heating mat for this, but you can also use a heat gun or a hair dryer. And after about 10 minutes, we can begin separating the back cover. We use a thin plastic film, carefully inserted into the gap between the back cover and the mid-frame, and slowly work our way around the edge, cutting through the adhesive. As always, be especially careful around the camera module to avoid accidentally touching or damaging the camera lenses. Also, don't insert the tool too deeply under the back cover, because we don't know what components are located underneath. And keep in mind that the back cover is always additionally glued around the camera area, so be extra careful when working there. And it is also worth noting that the back cover doesn't heat up very well around the camera module, so you will need to apply a little more effort in that area. Eventually we will be able to carefully remove the back cover. As you can see, there are no components attached to it. Next, it is a good idea to protect the camera lenses. We use a protective film for this. Please note that the film should be applied to the rim around the lenses, not directly onto the lenses themselves. And now we can remove the screws. We use a Phillips H2O screwdriver. If a screw is difficult to remove, we can use tweezers and, of course, a magnetizer. It is best to arrange the screws on a magnetic mat or another organized surface in the order they were removed, and reinstall each screw into its original hole, since screws don't always thread properly into different holes. The screws in the lower section also appear to be identical, but it is still a good idea to keep them separate from the upper screws. After removing the screws, we disconnect the fingerprint sensor connector using a non-metallic tool, and then move on to removing the mid-frame. To do this, we use a thin plastic film and insert it into the gap between the mid-frame and the display frame near the SIM card tray opening. We release a few clips, then switch to a thicker plastic opening tool. As always, the mid-frame is held very tightly around the edges. We carefully remove the mid-frame. It contains the contact pads, antenna traces, and of course fingerprint sensor. Next, we use a non-metallic tool to disconnect the battery connector. And now we move on to the subboard. We disconnect the coaxial cable connector from the subboard. Be careful not to press on the subboard with your tool, as you could accidentally damage the components mounted on it. Next, we disconnect the interconnect flex cable connectors. Then disconnect the interconnect flex cable connectors from the motherboard. Please note that the arrow printed on the interconnect flex cable indicates the direction toward the motherboard. And by popular request, we will remove the battery at this stage. First, fold back the blue pull tabs and the transparent adhesive stripes along the edges. Fold the transparent edge stripes back as far as possible so they don't get in the way. Once everything is folded back, carefully pull on the large blue pull tab. If the battery doesn't come loose, check what is still holding it in place. Usually it is the transparent adhesive stripes along the edges. Carefully peel them back and fold them away so they don't interfere. After that, the battery should come out easily. Under the battery we have a protective adhesive film. The phone has already been disassembled before us, and the protective film was left wrinkled. It is better to straighten it out. Honestly, I don't like seeing it feel like this. It shouldn't be done that way. So let's move it out so everything looks neat again. Now peel the display flex cable away from the subboard where it is secured with adhesive. Next we remove the single screw that secures the subboard. And now we can remove the subboard. Carefully lift it by the edge and remove it. The subboard contains the charging port, microphone and other components on the opposite side. As for the microphone opening, it has an L-shaped channel located in the display frame with a protective mesh on the opposite side. The microphone itself is mounted on the subboard on the opposite side too. If you insert something into the microphone opening, you won't damage the microphone itself. Most likely, you won't damage the protective mesh either. Now we move on to the motherboard. We disconnect one of the rear cameras, then disconnect the front camera. It is a good idea to cover the front camera lens with protective film to keep dust and debris off it. Next, disconnect the coaxial cable connector and move the coaxial cable out of the way. Now we remove the single retaining screw using a Phillips H2O screwdriver. This screw is also different from the others, so it is best to keep it separate. And now nothing is preventing us from removing the motherboard. Carefully lift it out and turn it over. All that is left is to disconnect the remaining two rear cameras. Carefully lift them by the edges, disconnect them and set them aside. Finally, let's talk about the upper microphone opening. The design is exactly the same. It has an L-shaped channel located in the display frame with a protective mesh on the opposite side. The microphone itself is mounted on the opposite side of the motherboard. If you insert something into the microphone opening, you won't damage the microphone itself. So that completes our disassembly. Thank you for watching and we will see you again in our next videos, either on our Telegram channel or on our website.